9:15 sang the clock, time to clean. Out of warrens, that is little holes in the wall, tiny robot mice darted. The rooms were a crawl with the small cleaning animals, all rubber and metal underlined. They thudded, that is hit, against chairs, whirling their moustached runners, kneading the rug nap, sucking gently at hidden dust. Then, like mysterious invaders, they popped into their burrows. Their pink, electric eyes faded. The house was clean. 10 o'clock, the sun came out from behind the rain. The house stood alone in a city of rubble and ashes. Please underline. This was the one house left standing to be underlined. At night, the ruined city gave off a radioactive glow, again you underline, which could be seen for miles. So we have seen this is the result of nuclear blast. Only one house is left in that entire area. 10:15, the garden sprinklers whirled up in golden founts, filling the soft morning air with scatterings of brightness. The water pelted window panes, running down the charred west side, the underlined west side, where the house had been burned, evenly free of its white paint. The entire west face of the house was black, save for 5 places, underline 5 places. Here, the silhouette, that is the outline of a figure in paint of a man, mowing a lawn. Here, as in a photograph, a woman bent to pick flowers. Still farther off, their images burned on wood in one titanic instant. A small boy, hands flung into the air. Higher up, the image of a thrown ball, and opposite him, a girl, hands raised to catch a ball which never came down. Now you can see how the family of this house was unaware what is going to happen. The 5 spots of paint, the man, the women, the children, the ball remained. The rest was a thin charcoaled layer. The gentle sprinkler rain filled the garden with falling light. Until this day, how well the house had kept its peace, underline. How carefully it had inquired, who goes there, what's the password? And getting no answer from lonely foxes and whining cats, it had shut up its windows and drawn shades in an old maidenly preoccupation with self-protection which bordered on a mechanical paranoia, that is, a feeling of fear and suspecting other people. It quivered at each sound. The house did. Just see how personification is being used. If a sparrow brushed a window, the shade snapped up. The bird startled flew off. Not even a bird must touch the house. All the precautions taken. 12 noon, a dog whined, shivering on the front porch. The front door recognized the dog voice and opened. The dog, once huge and fleshy but now gone to bone and covered with sores, moved in and through the house, tracking mud. Behind it whirred angry mice, angry at having to pick up mud, angry at inconvenience, for not a leaf fragment blew under the door. But what the wall panels flipped open, and the copper scrap rats flashed swiftly out. The offending dust, hair, or paper, seized in miniature steel jaws, was racked back to the burrows. There, down tubes which fed into the cellar, it was dropped into the sighing vent of an incinerator which sat like evil ball in a dark corner. Now, incinerator, all of you know, it is a device for burning trash. Now here, incinerator is being compared with ball, that is the lord or master or king. Here it is an allusion to the demon who was the first principal king of hell. The dog ran upstairs, hysterically yelping at each door. At last realizing, as the house realized, that only silence was there. It sniffed the air and scratched the kitchen door. Behind the door, the stove was making pancakes, which filled the house with a rich baked odor and the scent of maple syrup. The dog frothed at the mouth, lying at the door, sniffing, its eyes turned to fire. It ran wildly in circles, biting at its tail, spun in a frenzy, and died. It lay in the parlor for an hour. 2 o'clock, sang a voice, delicately. Sensing decay at last, the regiments of mice hummed out as softly as blown grey leaves in an electric wind. 2:15, the dog was gone in the cellar. The incinerator glowed suddenly, and a whirl of sparks leapt up the chimney. Now see how the house is maintaining cleanliness as if there were maids working in the house. That is, technology had become very advanced, using all kind of gadgets, keeping the house clean. However, it is a moral warning